A very good morning to you all children. Continuing with the chapter Force and Friction, in this video we are going to study about the types of force. Forces are classified into two main types, contact forces and non-contact forces. Okay, let us first understand what contact forces are. Contact, from the very word itself you can make out that these forces must be acting when bodies are in contact. So we can define this force as forces that act on bodies only when they are in contact with another body is known as the contact forces. Okay, they are known as contact forces. Now examples of contact forces are what? Muscular force, because muscular force needs to have a contact, and frictional force. Okay, first let us understand what is muscular force. Suppose you are asked to lift a heavy bag. Okay, this is a bag and you are asked to lift it. How will you lift it? You will apply the force of your muscles to lift the bag. Okay, you must have seen horses pulling carts. When horses they pull carts, what do? They apply the force of their muscles to pull the carts. When bullocks plow the field, then they also apply the force of their muscles to pull the plow. Okay, so in all these cases, when a footballer, when you kick a ball, okay, when you kick a ball or when you bat a ball, then you apply the force of your muscles to hit the ball, isn't it? Then in all these cases what you are saying, that the force is applied by the muscles of one's body. Okay, so how do we define muscular force? We define muscular force as a force that is applied by the muscles of one body is called muscular force. Okay, then coming to frictional force, the another type of contact force. Frictional forces always they resist the motion of the body. Frictional force, we had done frictional force when we were studying about the effects of force, and there when we studied about the second point, that is force can stop a moving object, there I had mentioned about the frictional force. Now suppose you kick a ball and then you will see that the ball after covering certain distance comes to a stop. Okay, it stops. Why does it happen so? Because a force resists the motion of the ball, and this force that resists or opposes the motion of the body is the frictional force, and it always acts in opposite direction to the direction of motion of the body. Suppose you have kicked the ball from here. Okay, you have kicked the ball from here and the ball starts rolling in this direction. So there will be opposite force that will be acting on the ball, and this force that will be acting in the opposite direction of motion of the ball will oppose the motion of the body. The force that will be acting in the direction opposite to the direction of motion of the body will resist or oppose the motion of the ball. Clear? These forces, the frictional forces, it always acts in opposite direction. This you have to remember. Okay, so how do we define frictional force? When a body tries to move or moves over a surface, the force that resists the motion of the body is known as the frictional force. Clear? Then coming to the second type of force, that is the non-contact force. In this we are going to study about 3 different types of forces. In this, let us first understand what non-contact forces means. Non-contact means the bodies need not be in contact for this kind of force to be applied. Okay, so how do we define non-contact forces? That they do not require a physical contact to act on an object. Okay, because they can work from a distance as well. These type of forces are also known as the non-contact forces. The non-contact forces are also known as action at a distance forces. Okay, the another name for non-contact forces is action at a distance forces. Okay, why action at a distance? Because they act from a distance. Now, non-contact forces, there are 3 examples of non-contact forces. One is the gravitational force, the other one is the magnetic force, and the third one is the electrostatic force. Okay, let us first understand what gravitational force is. Now, each and every object in this universe, it attracts each other. Okay, each and every object in the universe, they attract each other, and the force that helps them to attract each other is known as the gravitational force. So, how do we define gravitational force? That gravitational force is the universal force of attraction that exists between any 2 objects that have mass. Okay, then your body has mass, so your body exerts gravitational force on all the objects that is around you. Okay, but then this force that your body exerts on all the objects around you is not visible because it is not strong enough to attract all your nearby objects. Do you attract nearby objects? No, but your body exerts some gravitational force of attraction. Okay, but why? Because the earth exerts gravitational force of attraction, and that gravitational force of attraction is very strong as compared to the gravitational force of attraction that your body has. So this force of attraction that the earth exerts is known as the force of gravity. Okay, the gravitational force that is exerted by the earth is known as the gravity. And what does it do? It attracts each and every object on the earth towards its center. Suppose you throw a ball up. Okay, does it keep floating in the air? No, it does not keep floating. It comes and drops on the ground. Okay, if a fruit after ripening it drops from a tree, then where does it go? It keeps floating in air? No, it comes and drops on the ground. Okay, you throw anything from the terrace, where does it go? It comes and drops on the ground. Why? Because the force of attraction of the earth brings each and every thing towards its center. Okay, and it brings, as that is why each and everything fall on the ground. Okay, it attracts each and everything and it comes and falls on the ground. So when a ball is thrown up, the ball is not in contact with the earth. Okay, then the gravitational force of the earth is acting from a distance? Okay, so we can say that in spite of the ball not being in contact with the ground, the ball was attracted towards the earth because of the gravitational force of attraction. Okay, so gravitational forces, they always attract things towards the earth. Okay, now here we will understand about the mass and weight. What is the difference between the mass and weight? Now, what is mass? The amount of matter that a body contains is the mass. Okay, the amount of matter that a body contains is its mass. Then what is weight? When the gravitational force of the earth acts on this mass, then it is called the weight of the object. Okay, so mass and weight are different. Mass is what? Whatever matter is contained in it, that is the mass. But when force is applied, the gravitational force is applied or it acts on this mass, then it becomes weight of the object. Okay, mass of an body always remains the same, but the weight of an object, it varies according to the different gravitational forces. As we go higher up in altitude, the gravitational force of the earth decreases. Okay, the gravitational force of the earth decreases. That is why the weight of astronauts in moon is 6 times less than the weight of the astronaut on earth. But the mass of the astronaut is the same, isn't it? Let us take, I will explain you with a very simple example. Suppose this is a glass. This glass is filled with 100 marbles. Okay, let us think that the mass of the glass is 100 marbles. Here you take the weight of the glass filled with marbles on earth. Let it be 10 kg. Okay, but then if you carry this glass of marbles to the moon, then what will happen? There is no gravitational force of attraction. That is why you must have seen in television and all that astronauts, they keep flying in the moon, isn't it? Astronauts, when they go to the space, they keep flying. Why? Because there is no gravitational force of attraction. That is why they are not stuck to the ground. Okay, and if this glass filled with marbles is carried to the moon, then what will happen? The mass will remain the same because it is still having 100 marbles in it, but the weight will be 6 times less. Okay, so weight is not the same as mass. Mass remains same at all places, but the weight varies according to the gravitational forces, according to different gravitational forces. But weight is not the same as gravity also. We don't need to have weight to define gravity. Okay, we don't need to have weight to define gravity, but we need to have gravity to define weight. Okay, weight is necessary. Gravity is necessary for weight, but weight is not necessary for gravity. Clear? In the next video, we will be doing the magnetic force and the electrostatic force.